Hey everybody, Russ Thaler here in studio, and this SEC on CBS postgame report is presented by Belfour, restoring more than property. From Faurot Field in Columbia, Missouri, the Missouri Tigers have taken down the Arkansas Razorbacks 29-27, and Missouri is now bowl eligible for a third straight season. Both teams finished the regular season at 6-6, but it's the Tigers coming up with the Battle Line Trophy for the 6th time in the last 7 years. And for more on the 2022 edition of the Battle Line rivalry, we welcome in Coach Rick Neuheisil, who called the Arkansas-Missouri game on CBS. Coach, how about Brady Cook, the sophomore quarterback from Missouri? Just went crazy today, had the game of his life. What can you say about that young man's performance in this game?
He was off the charts. He was brilliant. And listen, Eli Drinkwitz is going to coach him hard. He's going to go through this mistake and that mistake because he knows he has something special there. But when you go for 380 yards of total offense in a game you have to win to extend the season, you've got the makings of something that can be really, really fun to watch here at Missouri.
242 through the air and a touchdown, 138 on the ground and a touchdown as well for Brady Cook in that 29-27 win over Arkansas. As I mentioned, both these teams 6-6. Which of these programs do you think is in a better position at this moment at the end of this season?
You know, I think they're both on great trajectories. I think Sam Pittman, it wasn't like last year where they won 9, but they've done enough to at least everybody's still believing that Pittman is the right guy to lead this program, and certainly Eli Drinkwitz. And I think it was really important that that administration at Missouri gave him an extension mid-season when there was a lot of talk about the future of this program to give the kind of wings to this situation here in Columbia that they believe they're on the right trajectory. Listen, there's a bunch of youngsters. Eli Drinkwitz is a very creative offensive guy, and now that he's got a quarterback that understands it, this is going to be a lot of fun down the road.
Party time in Columbia, Missouri tonight. Rick Neuheisil called the game on CBS. Coach, thanks so much for your time.
All right, boys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Last 7 games between Missouri and Arkansas, 6 of them have gone the way of the Tigers, including this one by just 2. 29-27, tight can be all through the second half of this one at Faurot Field, but it's the Missouri Tigers coming away with a 2-point win and taking home the Battle Line Trophy once again. And for even more, we welcome in our Barrett Sallee and Emery Hunt. Barrett, I'll start with you. What did you make of the performance today of the Missouri Tigers?
Well, I think it was a fantastic performance, especially defensively. This is a defense that going into the Tennessee game a few weeks back was actually pretty darn good, and then Tennessee's offense statistically made it look a little, maybe tilted the numbers a little bit. But you saw in this game against Arkansas, 11 tackles for loss. That was 70 yards of lost yardage that Arkansas had to suffer through. This Missouri defensive front got after K.J. Jefferson. Look, he's a load to bring down, 242 pounds. They got him to the ground 6 times behind the line of scrimmage. That is huge. 6 sacks of K.J. Jefferson, knowing how important he is to this offense, is a tremendous performance from this Missouri defense. So that on top of what Brady Cook did through the air and on the ground, it was really an all-around great performance from the Missouri team that really struggled to put together 4 full quarters all year.
Yeah, I agree with you, Barry. You talk about that defense, man. That forcing the 2 turnovers were huge because we know Arkansas loves to play a possessions game. They want to slowly take the air out of the football, shrink the ball game, force you to maximize your possessions on offense. But their defense got 2 key stops, and as we see, that was the ultimate result of this ball game. They didn't have enough possessions left. Arkansas did to really come back and making those plays in space. To me, this was a lot like that Georgia game we saw from Missouri and how they played. Now they just had the offense to really supersede anything that was going on the field and got those points needed. They got the early lead. I thought this was probably the most complete game Missouri played all season long.
Emery, both these teams come out of this game in this regular season bowl eligible, 6-6 for both of them. But we all know that's not the ultimate goal for either Missouri or Arkansas. They would like to be able to compete in the SEC. In your opinion, which of these programs is closer to competing for titles in the SEC?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm going to have to go with Missouri because they have the younger team. Arkansas may potentially lose, their quarterback. They're going to lose rocket Sanders. So they're a little bit going to have to go through a rebuild. Missouri, we've seen this program have success before when they first jumped into the SEC, and it was due to the fact that they were able to consistently find those edge rushers, those pass rushers. I feel like now you have a quarterback that can do it well on both ends of offense, and you can go out and find guys that can get to the quarterback. They have a future star at corner as well that can play the ball in the air and turn the ball over. So I think Missouri, not just based off this loss or this win, probably is a little bit closer to achieving that goal than Arkansas.
See, I'm going to dodge the question a little bit, Russ. I'm going to say neither, because I don't think either of these two teams can win a division over the next couple of years. And at that point, we're looking at divisionless SEC with Texas and Oklahoma in. So I don't see really any chance for either of these teams to actually be championship contenders. With that said, I think the expectation for both of these teams is to be an 8-9 win team every couple of years. And I think right now, to me, Arkansas is more likely to do that because they have a bigger talent pool to pull from. Plus, they have Texas ties, more Texas ties than Missouri has. So I think for me, Arkansas has established its identity. You know Sam Pittman's a great recruiter. He's going to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. He's going to recruit linebackers. He's going to hit the transfer portal hard, which he did this past offseason with Hazelwood as well as Drew Sanders. So to me, I think both of these teams moving forward, I would be shocked if either one of them made it to the SEC championship game, especially in the new era of SEC football. But in terms of winning 9 games every couple of years, I think Arkansas is much more likely to do so.
And it is time now to reveal our SEC on CBS Player of the Game. I think we have a pretty fine candidate here. Emory, I'll let you take first crack.
All right, let me see if I got this. We got, Dalvin Cook, James Cook, Lion Cook, and Brady Cook. You got to give Brady Cook the player of the game for how well he played. His legs is what made the difference here for the Missouri Tigers. They couldn't contain him. It was almost like they were playing themselves and how teams struggle to contain KJ Jefferson. When Cook took off and started to run and pick up those yards in chunks and move the offense down the field with his legs, it opened up everything else in the passing game. So for me, he was the player of the game coming out of this matchup.
Yeah, it's Occam's razor, right? The simplest solution is the right one. It's Brady Cook, 242 through the air, 138 on the ground, scored both in both areas. And really, I think in the second quarter, when he found a lot of room running up the middle, it really brought in the Arkansas defense, which allowed him to find Dominic Lovett, to find Luther Burden III for that touchdown in the third quarter. His running ability, especially in the second quarter, I think forced Arkansas maybe to overcorrect, which helped Brady Cook connect on those big, important passes in the third quarter that ended up being the difference in the game.
Barrett Sallee and Emory Hunt, gentlemen, thank you so much. A comparison of these two quarterbacks from this game. Brady Cook, we mentioned, 242 through the air, 138 on the ground, 2 total touchdowns and no turnovers. Not a bad day for KJ Jefferson either, over 200 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 touchdown running, and 1 pick.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.